any songs in particular that you find particularly closer?
Well, at the time of the record, yeah, it's like Going Gets Tough. And we had a fire. We burned down our place.
Right.
And that was in the process of this. Like, where are we going to write this record at? You know, we don't have a house anymore.
Off work in the morning and up at the crack of dawn. All my money worries wherever I go come along. Worries a bully that just won't let me be, trying to keep me busy, tussling and struggling. No home since the fire, and the ash can't settle down. Unsure of where I'm bound, so I sink another round. Placebo for pain, and there's no one for to blame. I refuse to accept that my work is all in vain. Worry's a bully that just won't let me be, trying to keep me busy, tussling and struggling. Settle down, unsure of where I'm bound, so I sink another round. Placebo for pain, and there's no one for to blame. I refuse to accept that my work is in vain. Worry's a bully that just won't let me be, trying to keep me busy, tussling and struggling. Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Liberty Loft Lessons. This will be episode number 52. The song I'm going to be teaching you guys today is a song from the intro, and that's called Going Gets Tough by the Growlers. Believe it or not, the Growlers were actually one of the very first bands requested on this channel. They were originally requested underneath the Marinade video by Almighty Loaf, and again, more recently by X Tizzy on the Lemon World video. So I've been wanting to cover one of their songs for that long. The reason I chose this particular song is it's probably my favorite Growler song, and there weren't any tutorials on YouTube for it yet. For the first part of this lesson, I'm gonna show you guys all the rhythm chords. So there's only gonna be 5 chords, and they're all triads, again, rooted on the G string. For the second part, I'm gonna show you guys all the bass licks. This particular song is driven by the bass line, in my opinion, so I really wanted to include it in this lesson. In my opinion, it's probably the most fun part of the song to play, and it's like that for a lot of Growler songs, to be honest. Like, they have some really good bass lines in a lot of their songs. So those are going to be the 2 main sections. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the lesson.
I'm
I'm gonna start this lesson by showing you guys all the chords for the rhythm. There's only gonna be 5 chords that we're gonna need to learn for the entire song, and all of them are gonna be triads rooted on the G string. If you're unfamiliar with triads, those are just 3-note chords, and I'm gonna show you all the movable chord shapes. So for the intro, the first chord we're gonna have is this A flat triad right here, rooted on the 5th fret of the G string. You can think of it like a regular A flat bar chord right here, but we're just playing literally the bottom 3 strings of that. And the root note right here is actually a C, it's not an A flat. So the C is actually the 3rd of the chord, and that's gonna make it a first inversion triad. So our first chord is this A flat triad in the first inversion. From there, I'm just gonna put my ring finger and pinky finger down on the 6th fret of the G and B strings. And what we have there is a D flat major chord. And you might recognize that if we're gonna play a full D flat major, we could play it like this. Right, but again, we're only playing those bottom 3 strings. So the rhythm for the verse is gonna sound like this. Alright, so let's break that down real quick. I'm gonna start by plucking the root note, that C note of the A flat major triad, and we'll go 1 down strum, and then I'm gonna go up, down, up. So, and then again. Alright, and then I'm gonna go to the D flat chord, do the same thing, pluck the root note, and then I'm gonna go down, up, and then I'm gonna do this little pull off on the E string, 6 to 4. So back to the A flat, and then we repeat, and that just repeats throughout the entire verse. So once again. Alright, so now let's move on to the bridge. Alright, so now we're on to the bridge, right? And we're going to introduce 2 new chords. So we're going to actually start right here on this D flat major chord, which we already learned. And I'm going to come all the way up here. This is a new chord shape. It's a F minor. Again, if we think of a full F minor, it looks like that, but we're going to be playing only the bottom 3 strings of it. And what we get from that is just a F minor triad, again rooted on the 10th fret of the G string right here. So D flat, F minor. From there, I'm gonna come down 2 frets and play that same major shape. And this was a D flat major, you'll remember. So this is gonna be an E flat major. And the rhythm for this part is gonna sound like this. Again, so that's Worry's a Bully, right? That just won't let me be. So again, we play each of those chords 2 times each for the bridge. And then after the second time on that E flat major, we go back to A flat major to go back into the verse, right? All right, so now that we know the verse and the bridge, let's go on and learn the chorus. Now we're on to the chorus, right? And the chorus is going to be all the chords that we already learned. We don't have to learn any new chord shapes. We're just going to be playing them in different order. So I'm going to start with the A flat major. And this time I'm going to jump up to that E flat major that we already learned. And then we'll go F minor, E flat major, D flat major, back to A flat. And so the rhythm is going to sound like this. And you might have noticed I did those little pull-offs with my pinky coming down there on the E flat major and the D flat major, so you're free to do that as well. There's one last part I want to show you guys, and that's the outro, and that's where we're going to learn the 5th chord of this song. So let's go on and learn the outro. Now we're on to the outro, right? And we're going to be coming out of the 2nd chorus, so we're just going to be jamming out on this A flat major. Except this time it's a new chord, same shape. We're gonna move it up to the 9th fret right here of the G string. What we have there is a C. So like a regular C would be that. And we're just playing the bottom 3. And we'll go in that rhythm. And then to end the song, we're gonna do that same F minor. Down to, you probably already guessed it, E flat major. Down to D flat major. And we're home to A flat minor in the 1st inversion. So full speed, it's gonna sound like this. That's how you play all the rhythm parts. So next I'm gonna show you guys how to play all the awesome bass licks. Now I'm gonna show you guys all the bass parts for this song. So you might have noticed for the rhythm section, we were just playing triads on the bottom 3 strings, which covers all the high frequencies. And so that leaves a lot of space for the bass guitar to come in behind and play all these tasty bass licks. If you're familiar with the Growlers, you know that a lot of their songs have some really great bass lines. And in this particular song, the bass line really drives the entire song in my opinion, which is why I wanted to include it in this lesson. Also, it's just really, really fun to play. The fastest way I can think of to teach you guys is to just play it full speed with the tabs so you guys can get a feel for it. So the very first time we hear the bass guitar come in is on that bridge part, the part where he's talking about worry's a bully, right? That part is gonna sound like this.